Welcome to Secrets of the Archives. I'm your host, Tim Johnson. This is a scrapbook, but not just any scrapbook. It's one of many that tell the story of the Minnesota Orchestra. And here with us today to talk about this scrapbook is Kate Hujda, Assistant Curator of our Performing Arts Archives. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you.
So tell me, why do we have these scrapbooks?
Yeah, so this scrapbook was donated to the Performing Arts Archives back in the 70s from the Minnesota Orchestra. And it's just one of over 100 other similar scrapbooks that document the early history of the Minnesota Orchestra, dating way back to their founding in 1903.
Anything interesting that you see in these pages? They look well used, well worn, but they're holding up pretty well.
Yeah, as you can see, the scrapbook has seen better days. The pages are coming out of the binding. They were part of a previous fire, and so some of the pages show some smoke and sin damage. There's a little bit of weather ruffling of the pages, but despite what they've been through and how long we've had them, we've been able to keep pretty good care of them. Many people think that the only way to preserve things forever is to digitize them, but really when it comes to paper, we know our stuff as archivists, and we do a pretty good job of taking care of it. So I love that these archives are still around to be used by future generations.
We love our paper, we love the soot, we love everything that's embedded in the record of this scrapbook. So how would it be used by somebody in research, and who has access to it?
These scrapbooks are really the only record we have of what the orchestra was doing in its early days. Many of those records weren't kept or weren't preserved, so many researchers use these scrapbooks to learn a little bit more about that history. But the scrapbooks are also used by researchers who are interested in how orchestras developed across the country or the history of a regional orchestra.
Anything else you'd like to point out about this very interesting sample of all of these scrapbooks from the orchestra?
Yeah, I also like to think about how, when these scrapbooks were created, the person doing all of the clipping and the pasting was really documenting what was their local music scene at the time. And I like to think of this as sort of the germ of our later efforts and now current efforts to document music here in the Twin Cities.
Which is a hotbed for music.
Of course, yes. Yeah.
Thanks, Kate.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Until next time, I'm Tim Johnson for Secrets of the Archives.